debtors out there? Where are you? Come on. Where are you, you debtors? I know you're out there. I know that we've got people out there who have created debt in their world. Where are you? I know you're out there. Because that pretty much encompasses most people. Are you ready for a sense of freedom that you have not realized that the debt is the one that's creating your lack of freedom? It's kind of like you get out of jail when you pay off your debt. I have never seen people so happy when they pay off their house, they pay off their car, they pay off their student loans. They don't have to sign for their kids' student loans. You name it, credit card debt. Like, it's this internal happiness. Do you know what I mean? Are you familiar with what that feeling is when you pay off a debt? Or are you familiar with the feeling of how that debt feels like a lead balloon and you're like dragging the ball and chain with you? I'm telling you, we don't like debt. Like, on one level, it's like, well, how do we like live life without taking out debt? I remember when I was about to go to college, my mom said, if you don't take out this debt, you're not going to college. And I was like, hell no, I'm not going away to college. I lived in a 3-bedroom house with 11 brothers and sisters. There were 14 people in a 3-bedroom split level house. I was going to college. But what I didn't realize at that time was that I would have went to college regardless. It was just how I wanted to design the financial package. Because there is always, always, always another way to get there without creating the debt structure. So, and I'm not just talking about student loans. I'm talking about cars. I'm talking about houses. And it's just how you choose to actually want to design your life. Do you want the lead balloon, or do you want to start to get your freedom and get out of the system of a bank actually owning your life? Because when somebody else owns your life, when you have debt structures, you have a lack of freedom. And why is it that we do this as human beings? We do this because we believe we want opportunities. And I also believe that we don't think that we have a choice. How many of you out there feel like you don't have a choice as opposed to taking that debt? I know it's a tough choice. You know, even about 10 years ago, I took out about $1 million loan to grow my business to the next level. And I got to tell you, I will never do that ever again to grow my business. Why? Because I had to work really hard to service that debt and to pay that debt off. And maybe I wouldn't grow as big or as fast, or maybe I would, because I didn't have this lead balloon. But it's about how it makes me feel. That when I have to make an $8,000 a month payment, that's a lot of work I need to do to pay that off. And that doesn't feel good. And a lot of business experts would sit there and say, well, but you're using leverage and then you can compound and you know what? That logically is all very true. It's just the fact that it made it to where, like, maybe I chose to then work that day as opposed to going to my kid's Valentine's Day party at his school. And that's a cost as well. So what is your debt in your life actually costing you today? Take a look at it. Could you ask yourself that question? What is the debt that you have costing you in your life today? Because it's all a cost. I always say that things come in your time or your money. They're both a cost. And the key is which one do you resonate with more? Because this is not about me telling you not to have debt. This is about the fact that I want you to choose what's in alignment with you and what feels okay with you, because you chose it. You stepped into it from a conscious standpoint and you're okay. And maybe for you, that doesn't feel like a lead balloon. Maybe for you, you're like, okay, I can logically work my way through this and it doesn't really harm me and I don't really have any costs and I'm good. And that may be the case for you. But I will tell you, that is usually not the case with almost everybody that I work with. I want you to do me a favor. Close your eyes. I want you to close your eyes. I want you to take a deep breath in. Give that little lion's breath. One more breath. Now I want you to visualize that debt you have. The one that seems to feel the most heavy? For me, that's the alimony I pay to my ex-husband. That is the heaviest one for me. I want you to look at that debt. And you may want to put your hand on your heart and say, how do I truly feel about this money? Owing this money. How does that feel? For me, like my alimony, it definitely feels like I'm in jail. It feels like a lack of freedom. I'm working for somebody else to pay for my past mistakes. Now I want you to shift to the day that that debt no longer exists in your life. What are those feelings? I feel a sense of relief. I feel like a sense of accomplishment because I actually helped somebody launch their life despite the fact that things didn't work out. Yet it still feels like a lead balloon for me. How else does it feel for you? Now, your brain is going to try to interrupt these feelings. I want you to drop back into your heart. And how does this debt feel to you? You may have to take a couple more breaths. Drop in. How does it feel? How does that debt feel to you? Be honest with yourself. You may want to even take a pen and paper and write down what that debt feels to you. So if you had any lower vibrating emotions that came out, like you're frustrated, feels heavy, it just feels icky, I very rarely have anybody feel excited about it. They don't feel like there's never excitement, joy, happiness, gratitude for the debt. Never have anyone feel that way. This is where when I talk about heart-based consciousness in your financial planning, it's about tapping into that heart to get to the feelings of how you feel about it. Because once we understand how we feel about it, then we know I either need to get rid of that or out of that and then come up with a game plan on how to do that. Or we pivot and we shift. We go, I'm okay with that and I'm good and I'm grounded with it. So by all means, we are here as a community to help you to get to this place where you feel this profound sense of freedom. And debt is one of those things that really doesn't help us feel like we're getting to the other side. It feels like a never-ending battle. And when we feel that way, that is actually then all that we keep recreating. Because whatever you feel today in the present moment is then what you're attracting with that frequency of those feelings coming to you. So whether it's one of my books or my workbooks or joining my impact course, helping you on your journey, watching more of these videos, sharing the videos so that we can elevate as a society to start to feel a sense of financial freedom, profound sense of freedom that you've never felt before. And start to stop playing defense with our money and start playing more offense. And one that's more in alignment with our heart and our soul. I think every human being wants that. So thank you for taking the time to watch this video. And I would love to have the dialogue. So comment below if there's questions we can answer. Please just let me know. Ciao for now. Bye.